Hi everybody, this is Scott Neill here at Neill Insurance Brokers in beautiful downtown Roanoke, Texas. Basically, I want to go over why Neill Insurance Brokers is the broker for you. I just want to say thank you so much for visiting our webpage, and we're not a fit for everybody, but our process is straight and simple, and we want to differentiate ourselves against other agents. And this is one thing that I think we've really done an excellent job of excelling at in the last 3.5 years since we've been an independent brokerage. First step is it's all about the customer. We call you clients because we hold dear to that philosophy that a client is someone that deserves top tier service and a response from their agency. And so our clients come to us typically with a problem. It could be pricing, it could be a claims experience, it could be, they're just not able to communicate with their current agency. And so it draws a lot of backfire to them having everything protected. When you're trying to, maybe add a vehicle or add a driver, you added something to your home and it's impossible to get a hold of your agent, we're going to be there for you. We typically respond within 30 minutes of getting a phone call if you have to leave a voicemail. But typically our call rate, we answer the phones 95% of the time here at Neill Insurance. So you're not going to speak to an automated message typically unless it's like a weekend or after hours or something like that. Another thing we do that I think it separates us against the competition is we take the extra step to make sure you understand what your coverages entail. How many of y'all have gone to an insurance agency and price was the major factor? Okay, I understand it. It's very important, especially in today's economy. But how many of y'all have gone and the agent just shops based on price? They send you a PDF and it's a quote and you don't even look at the coverages. You just look at, okay, my home insurance. Okay, great. It went from $3,800 to $3,200 a year. I'm going to go with this agent. That's becoming more and more detrimental because this insurance process has changed so much since COVID that now carriers have certain exclusions like depreciation on a roof. They have strict requirements on adding drivers. If drivers aren't covered on a policy and they're not listed, there's no coverage there. Home insurance, again, going back to depreciated values, you could have a 5% wind hail deductible. You don't even know about it. So if you've got a $500,000 home, which is the average, I believe, in DFW, you could be out $25,000 more for a roof. So you're basically self-insuring at that point. You may be saving, $800 a year on your insurance, but you're going to end up paying thousands upon thousands more out of pocket. And this is one thing, I did a video last time on new home buyers. Really be cautious on this because when you come to an insurance agency, and you're looking for a quote, especially if you're buying a home, usually you don't even work with the insurance agent. You have the lender take care of everything. And that can be very dangerous because if the lender is just trying to get the cheapest quote possible to keep your DTI low, who knows what that home insurance policy could look like. You could have 5% deductibles, depreciated value. You could have a swimming pool with a slide and that carrier actually doesn't accept slides on a pool. So you could actually have a policy that gets basically canceled within 30 days of getting home insurance. And we've seen that happen before because the agent didn't communicate to the insured. They just went through the lender for closing. When we work with our preferred partners, we are always the first line of defense. We always talk to our clients. We always make sure they understand what their coverages are, and we look for gaps. And so our process is very straight and simple. When you come to us, we won't talk to you unless you send us your current deck pages. Now, if you're getting insurance for the first time and you don't have current coverage, that's a different story, as it should, because you don't have anything to show for it. But when you are shopping insurance, the first thing we will ask for is your current insurance information because that gives us a baseline of where we're at. If you have a will that hasn't been updated in 20 years and you go to a new attorney, what's the first thing they're going to ask for? Your current will, so they can look at it, look for gaps, look for changes in the law and stuff like that. Insurance is no different. Believe it or not, people that send us their current policies actually can receive huge discounts because we can look at your current insurance and say, oh, you've got this discount. Oh, you forgot you had a new roof. This is actually a 30% discount on your home insurance based on what your current policy told us. Oh yeah, Scott, I forgot. We got a new roof actually 2 years ago instead of 8 years ago, which is what the other insurance reported the new roof. And so just stuff like that. That's why it's important to work with our team And so once we get your current insurance policies, we will actually call you to do a discovery call. We have a form that we fill out. It'll be pre-filled with your current insurance information, like the home, the VINs, the drivers, all that stuff. And then we'll ask certain information that isn't on the policy. Like, do you have a dog? Okay, do you have a pit bull, Rottweiler, in your swimming pool? Do you have a diving board? Do you have XYZ? Do you have solar panels on your car? Do you have, automatic whatever? And so those are things that we ask for simple underwriting questions because carriers are so strict now. If we don't do our job, you're not going to have coverage in place in 30 days because there's something screwed up and it's going to get canceled by the carrier when they go do an inspection. To reiterate, when you come to us, we want to see your current insurance. We're going to do a thorough discovery call. And then once we do that, we go to market and we shop for you. And the coolest thing that we started implementing a couple of years ago was do a thorough Loom video. It's a copy of your quote, okay, that we basically hand make, and then it's got all your major coverages on there, and then we do a comparison to what your other coverage has. So let's say you've got a 3,300 square foot home, you're insured for 400,000. You're obviously going to be way underinsured with your current insurance. We'll say, hey, we're at 560. And here's why. It's 180 to 220 square foot. You're only insured for 120 to 140 a square foot or whatever, right? And clients love that, and they see the value in that because then price goes out the window, and it's really more of, do I want to cover my house properly versus being upside down $250,000 for not having enough coverage. And then next on the back end, we don't pawn you off on a 1-800 number, and we don't pawn you off to the carrier. Just like a captive agent, I was a farmer's agent for 10 years, and we did everything in-house. We still do that today. So yes, we're a broker, but we're basically just responsible for 60 carriers now. And it's a lot of work, but we want to make sure you have that 5-star experience when you work with our agency. So whether it's a claim, billing issue, ID card, yes, you have ways to go on an app and get those information, but if you desperately need it, typically we will get that to you in a couple of minutes. We want to be there for our clients, but we also coach them and train them how to be as self-sufficient as possible so they don't need us. That's another thing we do. We will coach you on where to go if you do need an ID card on Christmas Day or something and our office is closed. We'll help you through that process. And so we just go above and beyond. We started at nothing when we started independent in 2022, and basically we've grown to be the highest rated, most awarded insurance brokerage in the 76262 zip code, which is like Westlake, Trophy Club, Roanoke, Northlake, because we take good care of our clients, and we use technology to help us do that. Thank you so much. Again, this is Scott here at Neill Insurance. You can call us at 682-237-7975 or visit again neilinsurance.com. Thank you so much.